everyone, and welcome back to your daily dose of alien bacon, because we upload daily. I don't know if you guys know that, but we upload.
We sure do.
Yeah, a very solid schedule that we stick to. But today we're going to be talking about an insanely famous tale, creepypasta, that I have never even read or know anything about. I just never got into creepypasta whatsoever. But I did see a video recently of a dude who actually, I forget, I think he murdered his mom or something like that. And he said he had like a alter personality or like a demon, like, you know, like a different, split personality disorder or whatever. And he called it Jeff. And he even like did the Joker where he like cut his mouth to like have like a smile. Yeah.
This is real?
Real. Yeah. 100% real.
That's insane.
And like I even saw the picture of him like having the cuts of like the smile and stuff like that. I thought it was I honestly thought he was just doing it because of the Joker, but because I didn't know anything about Jeff the Killer. But yeah, apparently it was because he heard about Jeff the Killer and was like really inspired by it.
That is so, like, the same thing happened with Slender Man. You know about those girls like that stabbed the other girl in the forest or whatever? What is it with these creepypastas and people like connecting with them and on like this visceral like level? I don't know. It's so weird.
I feel like it's mental illness in combination with this. It's just a bad recipe for disaster.
Yeah. So I've never heard of anything about Jeff the Killer aside from just the name and the picture. Like, I've seen this weird picture going around of like that pale face with a smile. And I know he's called Jeff the Killer, but that's basically like the extent of my knowledge about this thing or person.
I've always found the picture hilarious. I don't know about you, but I never like saw this and thought, oh, this is terrifying. No, it's fucking, it just looks like a deep fried meme picture. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like insanely heavily edited.
Here's a little blurb. As recognizable and widely known as he is feared, Jeff the Killer, the eponymous villain of numerous stories littering the internet, is one of the best known and most widely referenced creepypasta characters to have emerged from the shadowy corners of the web over the past few decades. But exactly who or what is this famous denizen of the darkness? Where did the character come from? How has it evolved? And from which horrific pit of hell or the internet did that haunting image emerge?
I love the words, the words that they're choosing to describe it. In the denizen of darkness. How was it involved with the horrific pit of hell?
Firstly, for those unfamiliar with the character Jeff the Killer, the most widely known creepypasta on this character can be found here. The story is usually linked to a version of this image in which the character is shown to be noseless, with bleached white skin, a leering permanent grin, and lank black hair. Yeah, that's that creepy picture. I wonder if that's like an actual person that they just edited, like in Photoshop.
I watched a video, I forget who it was, where they did a deep dive on like, where did this picture originate? I got bored and stopped watching. I was actually watching it on a stream. I got bored and skipped it because all it was just like a girl taking a picture of her smiling, and then someone just edited it. I don't know, like I didn't watch enough of it to like know all the information, but that's basically what it was.
This guy kind of reminds me of that weird kid from Instagram that went viral with like the big lips and the slicked hair. What's his name?
Oh wait, are you talking about Schoolboy whatever?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, I know you're talking about. Yeah. Like where he put all the makeup and tried to look like a little boy or whatever.
Yeah, he's so weird.
Yeah, that shit's creepy.
But like he also looks really creepy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just in general.
Yeah, it's just really weird. Like some people just have that like creepy look about them, and then you can just create a story based around that person just because they look weird. But yeah, the person I'm referencing definitely did some like weird creepy shit like with kids and stuff. But anyway. Here's a little bit about the appearance and origins of Jeff. According to the creepypasta explanations, Jeff's fixed grin is due to scarring he inflicted upon himself. His eyes stare wildly because he burnt off his own eyelids, and his skin is lily white as a result of having been horribly burnt by bullies with a combination of alcohol and bleach. Okay, so this is obviously like in-universe stuff about the character, not like...
Could we talk burnt off his own eyelids? How is that possible?
I know.
Like specifically his eyelids,
like burn them off. It'd be a lot easier to just like cut them off.
Yeah,
like,
damn.
What the hell? And how do you not burn your eyeballs doing that shit?
Yeah, he'd go blind.
The photograph that accompanies the many Jeff the Killer stories, and which looks like a cross between Michael Jackson and a demented dolphin, is widely known not only for the many derivative creepypastas using the character, but due to its widespread use in screamer videos alongside Jeff's famous catchphrase, "Go to sleep." However, it seems that the details of exactly how the Jeff the Killer ended up with his hideous appearances corresponding to as they do to this image were retrofitted, the rationales being written to match the image rather than the other way around. Interestingly, the original Jeff the Killer image and its origin have developed a mythology all of its own, with various competing theories and bogus explanations being put forward. The first noted appearance of the famous image is from way back in 2005 on pya.cc, a Japanese message board.
Yeah.
The image later appeared in a Japanese YouTube video and bunch of kanji, a clip identified by some as Scary Film Project, in which names and images of future victims are listed. The video was uploaded in August of 2007 and features a fleeting glimpse of Jeff the Killer, which can be seen on screen at the 4 minutes 11 second mark, which followed by the words "good night," which may be an early incarnation of or the inspiration for the famous "go to sleep" catchphrase. I guess no one really knows where it came from. It just like popped up in random videos, and then people started using it.
That's what that one video I watched like said, is like it came up on a random server or site or whatever, a Japanese message board, and then everyone just ran with it.
Yeah. This original video, which notably contained music by the Pixies, which may have been the reason that the video was eventually removed, has been claimed by its creator as the original Jeff the Killer origin story, and indeed does predate the more well-known creepypasta version of the tale. So yeah, he just like, someone made this creepy picture, put it in a video, and then everyone's like, oh, he's Jeff. Yeah. His name's Jeff.
It's Jeff. Let's call him Jeff the Killer. He definitely killed someone. Look at that face. It's a face of a killer.
I know. Like, who did that? Who named him? I guess someone saw the picture and then wrote the story about Jeff the Killer, and then everyone started reading it or something. Yeah. Okay, so this is the actual story that someone wrote. Ominous unknown killer is still at large. After weeks of unexplained murders, the ominous unknown killer is still on the rise. After little evidence has been found, a young boy states that he survived one of the killer's attacks and bravely tells his story. I had a bad dream and I woke up in the middle of the night, says the boy. I saw that for some reason the window was open, even though I remember it being closed before I went to bed. I got up and shut it once more. Afterwards, I simply crawled under my covers and tried to get back to sleep. That's when I had a strange feeling, like someone was watching me. I looked up and nearly jumped out of my bed. There, in the little ray of light illuminating from between my curtains, were a pair of two eyes. These weren't regular eyes, they were dark, ominous eyes. They were bordered in black and just plain out terrified me. That's when I saw his mouth, a long, horrendous smile that made every hair on my body stand up. The figure stood there, watching me. Finally, after what seemed like forever, he said it, a simple phrase, but said in a way only a madman could speak. He said, "Go to sleep." I let out a scream.
I'm sorry. It's just like how I picture it. It's just like, go to sleep. Go to sleep. I'm chilling.
Go to sleep.
Like, God, stop bothering. I'm just trying to chill out over here. Go to sleep.
It's probably more like, go to sleep.
Go to sleep. Yeah.
This kind of reminds me of, have you seen the movie Smile or Smile 2?
No, but I know the concept of it.
Yeah, like this creepy demon that just like, that likes to smile at people to freak them out, I guess. He said, "Go to sleep." I let out a scream. That's what sent him at me. He pulled up a knife, aiming at my heart. He jumped on top of my bed. I fought him back. I kicked, I punched, I rolled around, trying to knock him off me. That's when my dad busted in. The man threw the knife. It went into my dad's shoulder. The man probably would have finished him off if one of the neighbors hadn't alerted the police.
Wait, how did the neighbors know?
And had they alert the police, did the police just instant transmission there? Like, what the hell?
This is definitely like a little kid's.
Yeah.
Like it. I can imagine me being like 12 years old, being like, oh my god, is this real? What? Yeah, I could see why this scared a lot of children, but
They drove into the parking lot and ran towards the door. The man turned and ran down the hallway. I heard a smash, like glass breaking. As I came out of my room, I saw the window that was pointing towards the back of my house was broken. I looked out to see him vanish into the distance. I can tell you one thing. I will never forget that face, those cold, evil eyes, and that psychotic smile. They will never leave my head. Police are still on the look for this man. If you see anyone that fits the description in this story, please contact your local police department. Jeff and his family had just moved into a new neighborhood. His dad had gotten a promotion at work, and they thought it would be best to live in one of those fancy neighborhoods. Jeff and his brother Liu couldn't complain though. A new, better house. What was not to love? As they were getting unpacked, one of their neighbors came by. "Hello," she said. "I'm Barbara. I live across the street from you. Well, I just want to introduce myself and to introduce my son." She turns around and calls her son over. "Billy, these are our new neighbors." Billy said hi and ran back to play in his yard.
so now we're like getting the origins of Jeff.
Yeah, I guess so. So Jeff has a brother named Liu?
You guess so, yeah.
"Well," said Jeff's mom, "I'm Margaret, and this is my husband Peter, and my two sons Jeff and Lou." Is it Liu or Lou?
I'll just say Lou.
They each introduced themselves, and then Barbara invited them to her husband's birthday. Jeff and his brother were about to object when their mother said that they would love to. When Jeff and his family were done packing, Jeff went up to his mom. "Mom, why would you invite us to some kid's party? If you haven't noticed, I'm not some dumb kid." "Jeff," said his mother, "we just moved here. We should show that we want to spend some time with our neighbors. Now we're going to that party, and that's final." Jeff started to talk, but stopped himself, knowing that he couldn't do anything. Whenever his mom said something, it was final. He walked up to his room and plopped down on his bed. He sat there looking at his ceiling when suddenly he got a weird feeling. Not so much pain, but a weird feeling. He dismissed it as just some random feeling. He heard his mother call him down to get his stuff, and he walked down to get it. The next day, Jeff walked downstairs to get breakfast and got ready for school. As he sat there eating his breakfast, he once again got that feeling. This time it was stronger. It gave him a slight tugging pain, but he once again dismissed it. As he and Lou finished breakfast, they walked down to the bus stop. They sat there waiting for the bus, and then all of a sudden, some kid on a skateboard jumped over them, only inches above their laps. They both jumped back in surprise. "Hey, what the hell?" The kid landed and turned back to them. He kicked his skateboard up and caught it with his hands.
Damn.
The kid... That's sick, dude.
That's fucking sick, bro.
The kid seemed to be about 12, 1 year younger than Jeff. He wears an Aeropostale shirt and ripped blue jeans.
Oh my fuck, Aeropostale, bro. Oh, that's a throwback.
You can tell that this was written back then.
Yeah.
Well, well, well. It looks like we got some new meat. Suddenly, two other kids appeared. One was super skinny and the other was huge. "Well, since you're new here, I'd like to introduce ourselves. Over there is Keith." Jeff and Lou looked over to the skinny kid. He had a dopey face that you would expect a sidekick to have. "And he's Troy." They looked over at the fat kid. Talk about a tub of lard. This kid looked like he hadn't exercised since he was crawling. "And I," said the first kid, "am Randy."
The most intimidating names possible. Keith, Troy, and Randy.
The neighborhood bully trio. "Now, for all the kids in this neighborhood, there is a small price for bus fare, if you catch my drift." Lou stood up, ready to punch the lights out of the kid's eyes, when one of his friends pulled a knife on him. "Tisk, tisk, tisk. I'd hoped you would be more cooperative, but it seems we must do this the hard way." The kid walked up to Lou and took his wallet out of his pocket. Jeff got that feeling again. Now it was truly strong, a burning sensation. He stood up, but Lou gestured to him to sit down. Jeff ignored him and walked up to the kid. "Listen here, you little punk. Give back my bro's wallet or else." Randy put the wallet in his pocket and pulled out his own knife.
Jesus
"Oh?
Christ.
And what will you do?" I know, these kids are about to...
What, 12 years old? Bro's pulling out a knife? What the fuck?
Just as he finished the sentence, Jeff popped the kid in the nose. As Randy reached for his face, Jeff grabbed the kid's wrist and broke it.
What do you mean he broke it? Just by his pure grip strength, he just grabbed it and just fucking shatters his wrist? My God.
Randy screamed and Jeff grabbed the knife from his hand. Troy and Keith rushed Jeff, but Jeff was too quick. He threw Randy to the ground. Keith lashed out at him, but Jeff ducked and stabbed him in the arm. Keith dropped his knife and fell to the ground screaming. Troy rushed him too, but Jeff didn't even need the knife. He just punched Troy straight in the stomach, and Troy went down. As he fell, he puked all over. Lou could do nothing but look in amazement at Jeff. Jeff, how'd you... was all he said. They saw the bus coming and knew they'd be blamed for the whole thing, so they started running as fast as they could. As they ran, they looked back and saw the bus driver rushing over to Randy and the others. As Jeff and Lou made it to the school, they didn't dare tell what happened. All they did was sit and listen. Lou just thought of that as his brother beating up a few kids, but Jeff knew it was more. It was something scary. As he got that feeling, he felt how powerful it was, the urge to just hurt someone.
This sounds like a fucking, like that first thing just sounded like something out of an anime. Like, bro, just all of a sudden just like has super strength and super speed and just dodges everything and beats the shit out of these kids.
I know he has this like weird sensation in him, this burning. Oh my God, my power, it's swelling.
What is this power?
I can't control it. He didn't like how it sounded, but he couldn't help feeling happy. He felt that strange feeling go away and stay away for the entire day of school, even as he walked home due to the whole thing near the bus stop, and how now he probably wouldn't be taking the bus anymore. He felt happy. When he got home, his parents asked him how his day was, and he said, in a somewhat ominous voice, "It was a wonderful day." Next morning, he heard a knock on his front door. He walked down to find 2 police officers at the door, his mother looking back at him with an angry look. "Jeff, these officers tell me that you attacked 3 kids, that it wasn't regular fighting, and that they were stabbed. Stabbed, son." Jeff's gaze fell to the floor, showing his mother that it was true. "Mom, they were the ones who pulled the knives on me and Lou." "Son," said one of the cops, "we found 3 kids, 2 stabbed, 1 having a bruise on his stomach, and we have witnesses proving that you fled the scene. Now what does that tell us?" Jeff knew it was no use. He could say him and Lou had been attacked, but then there was no proof it was not them who attacked first. They couldn't say that they weren't fleeing, because truth be told, they were. So Jeff couldn't defend himself or Lou. "Son, call down your brother." Jeff couldn't do it, since it was he who beat up all the kids. "Sir, it was me. I was the one who beat up the kids. Lou tried to hold me back, but he couldn't stop me.
I was too powerful.
I couldn't control it." The cop looked up at his partner and they both nodded. "Well, kid, looks like a year in juvie." Wait!
Wait, that's not how it works. Well, looks like it's juvie for you, kid. Oh my God. Damn.
"Wait," says Lou. They all looked up to see him holding a knife. The officers pulled their guns and locked
What?
them up.
Yo, what the fuck? They just pulled their guns on a 10-year-old kid? What the fuck? Oh my God.
He's got a knife, dude. He might hurt them.
Wow.
"It was me. I beat up those little punks. Have the marks to prove it." He lifted up his sleeves to reveal cuts and bruises, as if he was in a struggle. "Son, just put the knife down," said the officer. Lou held up the knife and dropped it to the ground. He put his hands up and walked over to the cops. "No, Lou, it was me. I did it." Jeff had tears running down his face. "Huh? Poor bro. Trying to take the blame for what I did. Well, take me away." The police led Lou out to the patrol car. "Lou, tell them it was me. Tell them. I was the one who beat up those kids." Jeff's mother put her hands on his shoulder. "Jeff, please. You don't have to lie. We know it's Lou."
What? I thought
you can stop.
I thought Jeff was like the problem child. And it's like, no, we just accept it. No, it's Lou. No, you're good, man.
Jeff watched helplessly as the cop car speeds off with Lou inside. A few minutes later, Jeff's dad pulled into the driveway. Seeing Jeff's face and knowing something was wrong. Son, what is it?" Jeff couldn't answer. His vocal cords were strained from crying. Instead, Jeff's mother walked his father inside to break the bad news to him as Jeff wept in the driveway. After an hour or so, Jeff walked back into the house, seeing that his parents were both shocked, sad, and disappointed. He couldn't look at them. He couldn't see how they thought of Lou when it was his fault. He just went to sleep, trying to get the whole thing off his mind. 2 days went by, with no word from Lou at JDC. No friends to hang out with, nothing but sadness and guilt. That is until Saturday, when Jeff is woken up by his mother with a happy, sunshiny face. "Jeff, it's the day." she said as she opened up the curtains and let light flood into the room. What? What's today? Asked Jeff as he stirs awake. Why, it's Billy's party. He was now fully awake.
Didn't your son just got taken to juvie for a year? You're like, in the next morning, oh, it's Billy's party. Let's go.
Well, I think it was like a week went by or something.
Well, still, it's just like, I don't know. They seem not to really give a shit about Lou going to juvie for a year.
He deserved it. He pulled the knife.
It's true.
Mom, you're joking, right? You don't expect me to go to some kid's party after... There was a long pause. Jeff, we both know what happened. I think this party could be the thing that brightens up the past days. Now get dressed. Jeff's mother walked out of the room and downstairs to get ready herself. He fought himself to get up. He picked out a random shirt and pair of jeans and walked downstairs. He saw his mother and father all dressed up. His mother in a dress and his father in a suit. He thought, why would they ever wear such fancy clothes to a kid's party? Son, is that all you're going to wear? Said Jeff's mom. Better than wearing too much, he said. His mother pushed down the feeling to yell at him and hid it with a smile. Now, Jeff, we may be overdressed, but this is how you go if you want to make an impression, said his father. Jeff grunted and went back up to his room. I don't have any fancy clothes, he yelled downstairs.
But can we talking about them wearing a fucking suit and dress to a kid's party?
Yeah, that's normal.
That's how you make a first impression. No one's gonna think you're normal if you go to a kid's party in a suit and a dress. The fuck?
I know, it's a very formal occasion.
Yeah.
No wonder this kid's a psycho. His parents are weird. Just pick out something, called his mother. He looked around in his closet for what he could call fancy. He found a pair of black dress pants he had for special occasions and an undershirt. He couldn't find a shirt to go with it though. He looked around and found only striped and patterned shirts, none of which go with dress pants. Finally, he found a white hoodie and put it on. You're wearing that? They both said. His mother looked at her watch. Oh, no time to change. Let's just go, she said as she herded Jeff and his father out the door. They crossed the street over to Barbara and Billy's house. They knocked on the door, and at it appeared that Barbara, just like his parents, way overdressed. As they walked inside, all Jeff could see were adults, no kids. The kids are out in the yard, Jeff. How about you go meet some of them, said Barbara. Jeff walked outside to the yard full of kids. They were running around in weird cowboy costumes and shooting each other with plastic guns. He might as well be standing in a Toys R Us. Suddenly a kid came up to him and handed him a toy gun and hat. Hey, wanna play? He said. No, kid. I'm way too old for this stuff. The kid looked at him with that weird puppy dog face. Please, said the kid. Fine, said Jeff. He put on the hat and started to pretend to shoot at the kids. At first, he thought it was totally ridiculous, but then he started to actually have fun. Oh, it might not have been super cool, but it was the first time he had done something that took his mind off of Lou. So he played with the kids for a while, until he heard a noise, a weird rolling noise. Then it hit him. Randy, Troy, and Keith all jumped over the fence on their skateboards.
Wait, they jumped on their skateboards over the... Damn. What? That is some crazy ollie distance, bro. Ollieing over the whole fence.
What's that cartoon where they skate around on skateboards? The old one,
Rocket Power?
Yeah, that's what I imagine. Like, like three kids on skateboards jumping over a fence, like kick flipping as they go.
What's up, twerp? With like a guitar riff going on.
Yeah. What are you doing, twerp? Yeah. Jeff dropped the fake gun and ripped off the hat. Randy looked at Jeff with a burning hatred. Hello, Jeff, is it? He said. We have some unfinished business, he said as he punched his hands together. Jeff saw his bruised nose. I think we're even. I beat the crap out of you, and you got my brother sent to JDC. Randy got an angry look in his eyes. Oh no, I don't go for even, I go for winning. You may have kicked our asses that one day, but not today. As he said that, Randy rushed at Jeff. They both fell to the ground. Randy punched Jeff in the nose, and Jeff grabbed him by the ears and headbutted him. Jeff pushed Randy off of him, and both rose to their feet. Kids were screaming and parents were running out of the house. Troy and Keith both pulled guns out of their pockets.
Dude, what? Where do they live? I thought they said they live in a nice neighborhood. Why do these 12-year-olds have fucking guns and knives? What the fuck?
They kickflip over a fence and they have guns in their waistbands.
Jesus.
These kids are little gangsters. What the fuck? No one interrupts or guts will fly, they said.
What the fuck?
Kids are psychotic.
Yeah, fucking psychotic 12-year-olds, bro. What the hell?
Their parents must be like crazy. What the hell?
I thought, are parents watching this shit right now?
I know. Imagine you had like a kid's birthday party and you go outside and there's like 2 kids with guns out.
And they're stabbing people. Like, oh my God.
Randy pulled a knife on Jeff and stabbed it into his shoulder. Randy had a knife. Oh, I guess he had a knife too, and a gun. Okay. Jeff screamed and fell to his knees. Randy started kicking him in the face. After 3 kicks, Jeff grabs his foot and twists it, causing Randy to fall to the ground. Jeff stood up and walked towards the back door. Troy grabbed him. Need some help? He picks Jeff up by the back of the collar and throws him through the patio door.
Damn! What kind of strength does this kid have? Picked him up by his collar and threw him through a door? God damn.
No.
What the fuck?
Seems like Troy's the one with the powers now.
Jeez.
Insane. As Jeff tries to stand up, he is kicked down to the ground. Randy repeatedly starts kicking Jeff until he starts to cough up blood. Come on, Jeff, fight me. He picks Jeff up and throws him into the kitchen. Randy sees a bottle of vodka on the counter and smashes the glass over Jeff's head.
Where are the parents? What? They're inside the fucking house. What?
This is like a bar brawl right now.
Yeah, what the fuck? We're at a children's birthday party right now. What the fuck is going on?
I know, it's insane. Fight, he says. He throws Jeff back into the living room. Come on, Jeff, look at me. Jeff glances up, his face riddled with blood. I was the one who got your brother sent to JDC, and now you're just gonna sit there and let him rot in there for a whole year? You should be ashamed. Jeff starts to get up. How does he know he's there for a year? Whatever.
Yeah, too many plot holes.
Oh, finally you stand and fight. Jeff is now to his feet, blood and vodka on his face. Once again, he gets that strange feeling, the one in which he hasn't felt for a while. Finally, he's up, says Randy as he runs at Jeff. That's when it happens. Something inside Jeff snaps. His psyche is destroyed. All rational thinking is gone. All he can do is kill.
Damn.
He grabs Randy and pile drives him to the ground. He gets on top of him and punches him straight in the heart. The punch causes Randy's heart to stop.
Punches him in the heart. Like,
just pops it like a water balloon. Damn, Jeff is strong.
Pile drives him too. Like, god damn.
As Randy gasps for breath, Jeff hammers down on him, punch after punch. Blood gushes from Randy's body until he takes one final breath and dies. Jesus Christ. He literally just punches him to death. A 12-year-old. Everyone is looking at Jeff now. The parents, the crying kids, even Troy and Keith.
So the parents are there. The parents are watching. What? Like, what?
These kids running around with guns and shit.
Jesus Christ.
Although they easily break their gaze and point their guns at Jeff. I mean, I guess if you're a parent, what are you going to do? Like, rush at the kids with guns in their hands?
They're
like,
12 years old. I mean, yeah, if your child is getting beat up and has guns pointed at him, yeah, I'd fucking rush those kids.
But then that's like more likely for them to shoot, right? Jeff sees the guns trained on him and runs for the stairs. As he runs, Troy and Keith let out fire on him. Oh my God.
God damn.
Each shot missing. Jeff runs up the stairs. He hears Troy and Keith follow up behind. As they let out their final rounds of bullets, Jeff ducks into the bathroom. He grabs the towel rack and rips it off the wall. Troy and Keith race in, knives ready. Troy swings his knife at Jeff, who backs away and bangs the towel rack into Troy's face. Troy goes down hard, and now all that's left is Keith. He is more agile than Troy though, and ducks when Jeff swings the towel rack. He dropped the knife and grabbed Jeff by the neck. He pushed him into the wall. A thing of bleach fell down on top of him from the top shelf. It burned both of them. It burnt them? What?
Well,
Bleach?
yeah, bleach. Yeah. I don't think it would like instantly burn you, but it definitely cause burns.
It burned both of them, and they both started to scream. Jeff wiped his eyes as best he could. Oh, got in their eyes?
Oh, yeah.
Shit. He pulled back the towel rack and swung it straight into Keith's head. As he lay there bleeding to death, he let out an ominous smile. What the hell?
What?
What's so funny? Asked Jeff. Keith pulled out a lighter and switched it on. What's funny, he said, is that you're covered in bleach and alcohol. Jeff's eyes widened as Keith threw the lighter at him. As soon as the flame made contact with him, the flames ignited the alcohol in the vodka. While the alcohol burned him, the bleach bleached his skin. Jeff let out a terrible screech as he caught on fire. He tried to roll out the fire, but it was no use. The alcohol had made him a walking inferno. He ran down the hall and fell down the stairs. Everybody started screaming as they saw Jeff, now a man on fire, dropped to the ground, nearly dead.
Not a man, a child.
I know. What? I feel like the person who wrote this was kind of confused on their ages. Like,
Yeah, like if you wrote this about like a grown man, like this sounds like fucking some John Wick kind of stuff.
no,
like
know.
the evil villain on the ground laughing. He's like, this was all a part of my plan. Lights a fucking match and throws it into the bleach.
I know, it's insane. Like, imagine you have a child and you bring them to a party, and then all of a sudden they get in a fight in the backyard. Kids have guns trained on him. You'd think you would do something to intervene.
Like, goddamn, dude.
Instead of just letting them run upstairs and fight each other.
No,
like,
they're just sitting there drunk being like, kids will be kids. You know what I mean? Like,
they have like knives and guns and shit. It's normal. The last thing Jeff saw was his mother and the other parents trying to extinguish the flame. That's when he passed out. When Jeff woke up, he had a cast wrapped around his face. He couldn't see anything, but he felt a cast on his shoulder and stitches all over his body. He tried to stand up, but he realized that there was some tube in his arm, and when he tried to get up, it fell out, and a nurse rushed in. I don't think you can get out of bed just yet, she said, as she put him back in his bed and reinserted the tube. Jeff sat there with no vision, no idea of what his surroundings were. Finally, after hours, he heard his mother. "Honey, are you okay?" she asked. Jeff couldn't answer, though. His face was covered, and he was unable to speak. "Oh, honey, I have great news. After all the witnesses told the police that Randy confessed of trying to attack you, they decided to let Lou go." This made Jeff almost bolt up, stopping halfway, remembering the tube coming out of his arm. "He'll be out by tomorrow, and then you two will be able to be together again." Jeff's mother hugs Jeff and says her goodbyes. The next couple of weeks were those where Jeff was visited by his family. Then came the day where his bandages were to be removed. His family members were all there to see it, what he would look like. As the doctors unwrapped the bandages from Jeff's face, everyone was on the edge of their seats. They waited until the last bandage holding the cover over his face was almost removed. God, the writing in this is horrendous.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say, yeah.
It's horrible. You can tell like a 15-year-old wrote this or something.
Yeah.
"Let's hope for the best," said the doctor. He quickly pulled the cloth, letting the rest fall from Jeff's face.
Just imagine the doctor saying that.
Let's hope for the best.
Let's hope for the best. I don't know what's gonna happen here. I don't know what he's gonna look like.
Cross your fingers. He looks good. Jeff's mother screams at the sight of his face. Lou and Jeff's dad stare awestruck at his face. "What? What happened to my face?" Jeff said. He rushed out of bed and ran to the bathroom. He looked in the mirror and saw the cause of the distress. His face. It's horrible. His lips were burnt to a deep shade of red. His face was turned into a pure white color, and his hair singed from brown to black. He slowly put his hand to his face. It had a sort of leathery feel to it now. He looked back at his family, then back at the mirror.
Okay, one quick question. His hair was singed from brown to black. This person obviously doesn't know what bleach does to your hair.
I know.
It's a complete opposite. Oh my god.
Maybe the bleach was only on the skin.
So yeah, I guess from the fire, maybe. But still, it wouldn't make your hair black. It just burn your hair.
I know, you're right, yeah. It would just singe it off. "Jeff," said Lou, "it's not that bad." "Not that bad," said Jeff. "It's perfect."
His evil villain arc begins.
I love it. His family was equally surprised. Jeff started laughing uncontrollably. His parents noticed that his left eye and hand were twitching. Jeff, are you okay?" "Okay. I've never felt more happy." "Look at me. This face goes perfectly with me." He couldn't stop laughing. He stroked his face, feeling it, looking at it in the mirror. What caused this? Well, you may recall that when Jeff was fighting Randy, something in his mind, his sanity snapped. Okay.
All right.
Like, what are these sentences anyway?
Yeah. Well, as you may recall, at the beginning of the story.
Now he was left as a crazy killing machine. That is, his parents didn't know.
All right.
I'm baffled by how bad this is. "Doctor," said Jeff's mom, "is my son all right? You know, in the head?" "Oh, yes," the doctor said. "This behavior is typical for patients that have taken very large amounts of painkillers." "Oh, is it?"
Yeah, very normal. Yeah.
"If his behavior doesn't change in a few weeks, bring him back here and we'll give him a psychological test." Oh, thank you, doctor. Jeff's mother went over to Jeff. Jeff, sweetie, it's time to go. Jeff looks away from the mirror. His face still formed into a crazy smile. Okay, mommy.
I just love the last ha, just a bunch of A's. Okay, mommy. Oh my God.
His mother took him by the shoulder and took him to get his clothes. This is what came in, said the lady at the desk. Jeff's mom looked down to see the black dress pants and white hoodie her son wore. Now they were clean of blood and now stitched together. Jeff's mother led him to his room and made him put his clothes on. Then they left, not knowing that this was their final day of life.
Ruh-roh.
Later that night, Jeff's mother woke to a sound coming from the bathroom. It sounded as if someone was crying. She slowly walked over to see what it was. When she looked into the bathroom, she saw a horrendous sight. Jeff had taken a knife and carved a smile into his cheeks. Why so serious?
Yeah. You want to know how I got these scars? Well, I used to be called Jeff, right?
Can you imagine if Christopher Nolan took inspiration from Jeff the
Dude,
Killer?
that'd be hilarious.
Wait, was this written first? I have to know.
No, the Joker is... the Joker shit is way before this. I mean, I don't know if old Joker had the whole concept of like cutting his mouth.
2011 was when Jeff the Killer was written.
Oh, well, yeah, it definitely before.
And The Dark Knight came out in 2008. Oh, never mind.
Okay. So yeah, Jeff.
All right.
Jeff. All right. So they yoinked that from the Joker, baby.
That makes a lot more sense, to be honest. Jeff, what are you doing? Asked his mother. Jeff looked over to his mother. I couldn't keep smiling, Mommy. It hurt after a while. Now I can smile forever. Jeff's mother noticed his eyes, ringed in black. Jeff, your eyes! His eyes were seemingly never closing. I couldn't see my face. I got tired and my eyes started to close. I burned out the eyelids so I could forever see myself, my new face.
Yeah, I don't see how that's possible, but I'll go with it.
When did he do that and with what?
Yeah,
whatever.
Please elaborate. I want to know.
Jeff's mother slowly started to back away, seeing that her son was going insane. What's wrong, Mommy? Aren't I beautiful? Yes, son, she said. Yes, you are. Let me go get Daddy so he can see your face. She ran into the room and shook Jeff's dad from his sleep. Honey, get the gun.
Yo, you're just gonna kill him? What the fuck? Not get him help? Jesus Christ.
I know. We gotta put him down right here and now.
Sorry, gotta put you down, Jeff.
That's insane. She stopped as she saw Jeff in the doorway holding a knife. Mommy, you lied. That's the last thing they hear as Jeff rushed them with the knife, gutting both of them. His brother Lou woke up, startled by some noise. He didn't hear anything else, so he just shut his eyes and tried to go back to sleep. As he was on the border of slumber, he got the strangest feeling that someone was watching him. He looked up before Jeff's hand covered his mouth. He slowly raised the knife ready to plunge it into Lou. Lou thrashed here and there, trying to escape Jeff's grip. Shh, Jeff said. Just go to sleep.
Oh, he said the thing. He said the thing.
Okay, so I guess that's the end. I will give this a 2 out of 10.
Yeah, this is fucking terrible, bro. This is awful.
Yeah.
Like I totally, this is definitely 2011 coded.
If you're like in the ages of 10 to like 13, I can see you being creeped out by this.
Oh yeah.
Like if like the extent of your reading history is like Cat in the Hat or some shit.
Yeah.
Then maybe this is, top tier horror, but
yeah, I think the only reason this became so popular is just because of children, and it's probably one of the earliest ones too, right?
yeah, I guess if it was like one of the first, then maybe it was kind of inspirational. It's bad, but anyway.
And after reading that and knowing that someone read this, got inspired by it, and killed their mom, is insanity, bro. Like.
Find better material.
Yeah, find better material to kill someone over, please. Like, goddamn, this is embarrassing, bro.
So here's a little bit more of a background on the picture, because I feel like that's the creepiest part the entire thing, really. Like, the story is just bad, but the image itself is kind of unnerving. For some time, it was believed the photograph was a Photoshop manipulated image of a girl identified as Katie Robinson. The story went that this young girl, who was considered by some internet trolls to be overweight, was eventually driven to suicide by online bullies. Her image was then photoshopped and used as the basis for the most widely known Jeff the Killer image. It's a tragic story which, though it exists entirely separately from the Jeff the Killer creepypasta, lends Jeff's image of the bleached-skinned, wide-eyed smiler an even more sinister aspect and a legitimate reason to find the image unnerving, depicting as it did not only a deceased girl, but a victim of the same species of bullying that the fictional character endures. Unfortunately, this story also turns out to be nonsense.
Yeah, I was about to say that's been debunked, yeah.
The Katie Robinson story and the entire idea that the Jeff the Killer image used the photograph of a deceased girl as its basis has been debunked. The girl featured in the photograph, alleged to belong to the unfortunate Miss Robinson, is actually a girl named Heather White, who has confirmed that the images alleged to have been manipulated have nothing to do with the famous image of Jeff the Killer. Another theory that has gained traction in recent years is that the original photograph was of an unnamed Stickum girl. This girl, who was alleged to have been crying for attention, was said to have used images in which the flash from the camera or monitor illuminated and overexposed her face, giving it the bleached out white appearance familiar from the Jeff the Killer images.
Yeah, I don't think any amount of light would give you eyes like that or no nose.
I know, like, obviously it's altered.
Yeah.
Her image was subsequently screenshotted and adopted by another anonymous user, who then posed as her, using her photograph to ask, "Am I pretty?" Responding to what seemed to be a naked self-promotion or hunting for sympathy clicks, viewers of the image gradually add to a thread in which they manipulated the image so that it gradually became more and more distorted. These photoshopped images are believed by some to have evolved into the original Jeff the Killer photographs. Well, that's one theory at least, and currently the one that seems to be given the most credence. Other theories as to the image's origin are that the root image is in fact simply a manipulated photograph of Jeff the Killer's original poster soothsayer wearing a latex mask. This is actually what he claimed, though the fact that the image has been identified in videos and other sources a number of years before he posted his story makes this claim seem somewhat unreliable. As is the theory that the image is a manipulation of the overly attached girlfriend meme because of the similar wide-eyed and smiling pose. This theory can be debunked almost immediately, owing to the fact that the meme in question, based on image of Lena Morris, features an image from 2012, meaning that it came into existence long after the earliest known version of the Jeff image and indeed the original Jeff the Killer story. So far, the farthest back anyone has been able to trace the image is to a Japanese site called pya.cc, where two versions of the image were found. Both faces are noseless, though one has added contour shading around the eyes and the area where the nose would be. It has also been noted that the two images have different eye shapes, with one looking more like the eyes of a stuffed toy or cartoon character.
Yeah, it's just an edited picture. I mean,
so I guess that's everything about Jeff the Killer.
Yeah.
So we have been informed. What do you think?
Sucks.
I mean, like, I feel like if I knew about it back then, I might like it more. But
yeah,
by today's standards, it feels very derivative.
And you know, as an adult, it just feels.
Yeah.
I mean, it like everything checks out of something that would work back then. You know what I mean? Like everything. Yeah. It's so 2011 coded.
Yeah.
It has every recipe for success in that era. So yeah. I mean, for that, yeah, it makes sense. In current times, no, it's terrible. But you know,
it's fucking horrible.
It's terribly written story.
Back then, it was probably like a lot creepier, and because it was probably more, I don't know, it probably felt more original back then. This sort of thing is way overdone now, and people have made similar things that are just so much better nowadays.
Yeah, which we'll probably get into at some point.
Probably. Like reading this after we read something like "I Have No Mouth" is just insane. Like, yeah, I know, right? The quality difference is so staggering.
Like, was it ever confirmed who wrote this? Because this had to have been a kid.
No,
like 100%, this has got to be a kid.
Jeff the Killer is a creepypasta character created by Cesar. The original story was written by a user on the website 4chan, of course.
Oh yeah.
and later shared on other platforms. The character Jeffrey Woods is a 13-year-old evil protagonist who becomes known as Jeff the Killer.
Apparently his name is Jeffrey D. Case.
Oh my God, his name is actually Jeff?
Yeah.
That's crazy. So he based it around himself? That makes it a little bit creepier.
Okay, I'm just gonna assume he's definitely a teenager, like that guy, like probably like 15, 16.
Yeah. Anyway, that's Jeff the Killer. Let us know what you guys thought of it in the comment section down below. You can definitely expect better quality storytelling in the next video.
Yeah, I was just curious because I've never heard it, and a lot of people were mad at me. Like when I watched the video, like about the dude with the split personality, everyone was yelling at me that it's Jeff the Killer, and I'm like, I don't know any of that shit. They're like, how do you not know Jeff the Killer? It's like, well, now I know, and I it's terrible. I don't know why you guys yelled at me to read it. I hate you guys.
Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.